I was looking for everybody else to validate, was my idea good? I'd launch and then go, what do you guys think? Oh, you didn't like it?
Yeah.
And now I was like, I don't care what you think. This is it. Like, this is happening, right? Like, you might not be the right person, or I might not say it correctly for you to grasp it right now. But once I learn how to say it, and once you understand you need it, we're off to the races.
Okay, so I had the biggest girl crush on you the second I met you. I did. And I was also kind of intimidated because you're such a fucking boss, Stacy. Like, I wouldn't just state that in front of my whole community listening that, like, when you meet a really powerful woman, it's such an invitation. You know, you can like swallow the trigger and not that you you can swallow the intimidation.
Yeah.
But you were such an invitation of what's possible.
Yeah.
And you, this is why I wanted you on my show, babe.
Thank you.
So welcome to the Spiritual Hustler.
What's so funny is I've heard that many times, like, I'm intimidating, which is funny because when I walk in that room, I'm intimidated. I'm scared. I'm like, are they going to like me? Are they going to, right?
Isn't that so funny?
So funny how we just do it both ways.
Yeah. Well, we share that Midwest, you know, roots.
Yeah.
And you really started from the bottom and now you're here. You know that quote, whatever rapper said that. And I think that's why it's so such a misnomer when you meet someone who is as successful and as powerful and as confident as you are, but you have like the sweetest soul and you're here to be of service to entrepreneurs everywhere. And I want to get into your story today, but I actually really would love to kick this off talking about, I have a lot of female entrepreneurs who are listening, the mindset of the CEO. We think that our job as the CEO is to do a lot. What would be surprising to people listening to hear your advice on like what they shouldn't be doing if they're owning their business as an owner, no matter what their size?
Yeah. First of all, everything.
Yeah.
So there are things when I say, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. You're a CEO. And then they think, oh, but of course I should do payroll. Of course I should do. No, payroll is not. First of all, are you even good with math? Are you good with numbers? Should be? I remember, I mean, I've been doing payroll for 20 years. Back in the day, I would pull out a physical check and I'd have to do the math on taxes. I should not have been doing that. Like, I was probably like 20 years old. I should not have been calculating the math and hoping the taxes were right. Like, so crazy. But there are just things you think are very important.
Right.
So then if it's important, like payroll, you must own it. But really, no, if payroll is a waste of your time, it is something anybody can do.
Yes.
And really, you just need to trust that the person's going to do it correctly. And you need to put in systems to audit to make sure it's done correctly, right?
Totally.
But yeah, it's important, but doesn't mean it needs to be you. And there's a lot of stuff like payroll, or of course, I should be the one. Somebody said to me one time, she was 30 years into business and she said, well, I'm still checking the info at email because they expect me to. I was like,
God.
They expect you to because you've been doing it for 30 years, not because they think you should be doing it. They just have grown to know that you do it.
Yes.
I actually think that's a little odd if I would message a large company and the owner is responding to info at.
I know. I always say, like, you don't call Facebook and expect to get Mark Zuckerberg on the phone.
Yeah.
And you got to start it. I believe you have to think like that from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like the mindset shift isn't being taught until like we're too in the weeds, we're too burnt out. So
you'll never feel ready.
Right.
So if you think, well, when I really am a CEO, I'll delegate this. And it's backwards. It's you start delegating those things and you start to feel like that CEO when you're taking actions like her.
I would love to understand the day-to-day for you, Stace, and what you're really hyper-focusing on. Now, you have a big team today, but a lot of women listening are on the early stages of their journey. If somebody would have told me from day one, like, you've got to be on your business versus in your business, I'd be like, what the fuck does that even mean? But it would have saved me so much heartache. So if you can walk us through your day-to-day, less about like the to-do, but the mindset of how you operate as a CEO.
Yeah. So the first thing that pops up for me is the feeling of overwhelm. You have to get good at understanding. First of all, I think overwhelm is a myth, or it's a choice we choose that we don't need to choose. So we can get into that. But you have to be okay knowing that there is 33 things on that to-do list and you are barely going to scratch off 3 of them. And you have to go to bed knowing I did a great job. I'm really proud of myself and I'm going to do it again tomorrow. a lot of people struggle with leaving that to-do list unchecked. They keep working, they put the kids to bed and they get back to work, and then they work until 1 or 2 in the morning. They think they're a night owl, and that's their, no, you're not. And you have decision fatigue, but you just work, right? So I had to get good at going, the to-do list will never be finished, especially because we are visionaries. So we are thinking of new things constantly. I mean, you're checking the to-do list off and you're adding 6 more as you checked off 3. You're never going to finish, right? So you just have to get really good at knowing, like, that is my norm. But if I know how to prioritize, right? I think a CEO is a master at prioritization. Because if you can really look at something and go, well, those 3 things are really easy and my team just slacked me and I could easily just slack them back and get them the answer, but it's not important and it's not urgent. And there are 4 things that trump that. So I'm going to not go into Slack. Instead, I'm going to work on that thing that I said I was going to do, that launch, that promotion, that campaign, and I'm going to get real things done. And when I put in the work and I get that stuff done, then I'm going to go check Slack or be reactive in my email and things like that.
Oh, I'm so much in my Slack, Stacy. I mean, like, this was a big aha moment for me. I'm actually going to just be really vulnerable in front of my whole community. I brought in a fractional CMO, and she was like, Jessica, you're playing the part of the CEO, the lead strategist, the main content creator, the podcast host, the author, the overseer of the team. She's like, you need to just hire a CEO, actually, and get yourself out of the weeds. And it was a real aha moment for me around all the things that I'm juggling, but also how to make more of my time. So I follow you on Instagram. You seem to, like, crush your days. You start working out. You have, like, a very set schedule from what I can tell. So I would love to dig into a little bit of how you manage your time as a CEO. That would be so illuminating for me and for everyone.
Yeah. So right now I am in a season of, I do wake up and I work out right away and I get it over and done with. However, I just had somebody say, I've been copying that strategy and it kind of slows me down. And then I, like, have a coffee and I kind of take breakfast and I'm not even getting to work until, whatever time. And I said to her, well, for me, I don't have an issue going to work. I do have an issue squeezing in that workout. So I'm going to get that thing done and over with and call it a day. You actually like the workout, but you don't love the work. You get into your office first thing in the morning and you get to work. And then when you've put in that work, now it's like the hard thing is over. Go enjoy that workout. So it's not like, oh, here's what I'm doing. You should copy me to a T, right? One time I was telling somebody my schedule was 9 to 3. And I was just explaining what I was doing, kind of like this. And she's like, I had the craziest epiphany. I copied your 9 to 3. And she's like, I've got little children and it's really not ideal. And then I heard you say your kids go to school from 9 to 3. So she was modeling me, but not modeling the why behind what I was doing. I was going, kids are gone, I'm working. Your kids are home 9 to 3, and you were trying to shove it in there. I'm like, if I were you, I'd probably be waking up at 5 in the morning, getting work in before they wake up and, all of that, right? So you really have to understand, what season of life are you in? What are the things you need to be getting done? What is a priority? Like, I can focus on my health and I'm more obsessed with my health than I've ever been.
You look amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
Truly.
But I can afford, energy-wise, to do that. I have the luxury of that extra time. A few years ago, I had to focus on my business and get it cash flowing. And sometimes if it was like work or work out, it was work because it had to be done, right?
Yes.
So sometimes you have to be okay with being good enough in some categories because you've got a major focus you really want to work on.
I love this. Let's go back a few years ago.
Okay.
Because you've been on this journey for 10 years with your business?
Yeah, with online,
With online, before that you owned dance studios.
Yeah.
But you went to the online space and you sort of like pulled the model of running an online business, and then you cracked a code about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I would love for you to walk us through that.
Yeah. So I really love this concept of just finding your voice and having a personal brand. I think as a business owner of 23 years, I didn't learn this kind of stuff being just a business owner behind the scenes and it was a company. Now that it's me and it's the Stacy Show and it's what do you think and what do you eat for breakfast? Like, just random things where you're like, am I really showing the world what I'm eating for breakfast, right? And then like, what about lunch? They want more. So it was interesting because I actually started 10 years ago with a productivity course. I was teaching people how I got so much done in a day. Okay. So my gut, my intuition said, that's what you're known for. That is what people ask for you from you, right? And I was authentically myself bringing that out. And it did actually very well. But then what happened was my brain said, okay, check. I did that course. Now what should I do? And I kind of went astray and I left, right? And I started to struggle. Like I didn't know what to sell or what to do. And then I went back again to, well, what am I good at? Well, I'm really good at masterminds. I've been in masterminds since like 2005.
Wow.
I've never been not in a mastermind since 2005.
Good for you.
Thanks. And I've run them myself. I've done peer-led ones. And at that time, this was 10 years ago, I had done a peer-led mastermind with people from the Chicago area. And every month we drove to Chicago, about an hour to an hour and a half away from all of us. And we met in person for an entire day for 4 years. Okay.
Yeah.
And I ended up leaving that mastermind that I was leading. And it kind of fell apart within, I think, 2 or 3 times after. And I realized like I am good at facilitating and doing it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to launch a mastermind. Like again, true to me, I know how to launch a mastermind. I launched a mastermind and it was like 20 spots, $2,500 for 90 days. And I sell out within 12 hours and I launch a second one and I sell that one out the next day. So now I have this big online launch that everybody just witnessed. So instead of just double down on what you're doing, what did I do? Oh, you want to learn launching from me? Let me teach you how to launch.
You started becoming like
Correct.
all the things.
Yep.
Got it.
So the second I would listen, they always say like, listen to your audience. Yes, but you have to know yourself before you can listen to them.
So
or
good.
they make you who they want, not who you are, right?
So good.
So that was years of me. I'm talking like 5 years of I would try something that somebody would ask for. I would still get it to do pretty good. But then when something wasn't working, I always say this question myself. When I was winning, what was I doing? And that question always whips me back into shape.
Damn, when I was winning, what was I doing? And what was the answer to that when you asked yourself that?
Well, I still ask myself that to this day. So it's always different, right? I might say today like, oh, I was meditating or oh, I was working out every day or oh, I was going to events in person. I haven't gone to events in a long time. So it always kind of fluctuates and changes. But for me, what was working was it was something I was truly passionate about and who I believed I was, not who the world thought I was, right? So again, I have this like marketing program. It was called Foot Traffic Formula. And it was to help you get more customers in the door. And I am good at marketing, but also people saw me be good at marketing, kind of said like, oh, I want to hear that from you. But I was just watching our launches going down. It was getting more saturated. It was harder. So again, I'm like, all right, it's time for a pivot. This isn't working. The market is shifting. Who am I? What makes me different? What makes me stand out, right? And all of a sudden I went back to, all right, well, you know what? It's so funny, like this online world, they like talk about a small team and they want a small team and they don't want a big team because a team is a headache. And I'm like, I have 35, 40 employees in my other business and I love a good team, right? So I'm like, what if I taught the people that wanted to build and scale their team? Even if it's a small team, let me show you how to do it and do it well. So that was when I went, okay, this is it. And I feel like I was smart enough at that time to say, or maybe I should say I was confident enough to say, I know it's it. And I will do it as long as it takes until it works. Versus before, I was looking for everybody else to validate, was my idea good? I'd launch and then go, what do you guys think?
You were outsourcing.
Oh, you didn't like it?
Yeah. Wow.
And now I was like, I don't care what you think. This is it. Like this is happening, right? Like this is the right you might not be the right person, or I might not say it correctly for you to grasp it right now. But once I learn how to say it, and once you understand you need it, we're off to the races. And that is really how Well Oiled started to blow up so fast. It was like I needed those first 5, 6, 7 years of doing all this craziness to find me, right?
Can we just pause there and really take that in for everyone listening? 5 to 6, 7 years of figuring it out and watching your revenue roller coaster and being pulled into many different directions and needing the aha moments to continue to come to ask yourself, like, what am I really doing and who am I and what do I really want? I just want to give everyone radical permission to take a deep breath, that like you're where you're supposed to be, because you wouldn't be where you are without those 5, 6, 7 years of grind and being spread thin and going in the different iterations that you had to in order to arrive here. And you've arrived, babe. You've kind of broken the model. Like you're a total disruptor in the industry now. And can you talk about the model now? I have so many questions about operations and we'll get there, but I really would love to double click into your model.
I think just even saying I'm a disruptor, it's because I'm not looking at just the online space and saying, oh, how do I play this game? I am looking at every industry and all of my experience. Like it's so funny because people will say, well, yeah, that works for you because you're a dance studio owner, but I'm a this. How? And I'm like, listen, I'm using these same strategies in my 8-figure online business as I am in my brick and mortar studios, right? Like business is business. So I think for me, I will be inspired walking into a grocery store and I'll see something they're doing in their marketing. I'm like, ooh, I could do that in my funnel. Like I will be inspired by anybody. I would never use the objection of, but you're this. Great. So the more different we are, the more I can take it back and you say things like you're a disruptor, even though I'm copying everything from everybody everywhere. Like I actually yelled at my marketing team. They came out with a new idea and I said, who are we modeling? And they're like, what? They're like, we thought of this on our own. I was like, no. Mm-mm. There is 0% chance that this idea, like think about it. None of us are this brilliant that none of the greatest marketers in the entire world has never thought of this idea before. They probably have done it and tested it and it's not working, which is why they don't do it. So with my money, if we're going to use my money playing around with Facebook ads and things like that, I'm like, we model what we know is working. Now you do gamble because people can fake that something is working, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be careful. You have to and I think we can start to see. I think you can tell. I think you know when somebody looks legit and somebody is kind of playing the game. So I'm going after the person where I think, okay, this looks good. And I might even talk to friends to say, hey, I think you might be friends with this person. How's the business going? How's the model going? And then they'll say, like I had somebody say to me, I just went to breakfast with so-and-so. Oh my goodness, you should hear what's happening. And and they were saying all this stuff. I'm like, that's who I'm modeling. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because it's like, you've got to find the actually successful people. And then you go watch a few of them and you take bits and pieces that feel like
advice.
you.
Totally.
And then people think you're a unicorn and you made it up. Well, you made a combo of
yes, no one's really creating anything original anymore.
I hate when people say, oh, you're copying this person or this author copied that author. Guys.
Everyone's copying each other.
I mean, how many storylines can we make up here?
Totally.
You know?
So good. So true.
Yeah.
So you now don't do the live launch model in the same way you once did.
Yeah.
You show up every single week live for a weekly webinar.
Yeah. Every Monday.
And that's your main funnel that gets people into your world and you're generating $1 million a month from it.
Yeah. And somebody just said to me, I love when people, and she called me out, but in a nice way, was just like, how are you really well oiled if you have to be on this webinar, right? And well, number one, I choose to be on it. Okay. That's a big difference, right? Have to, choose to. Number two, I have not done all of them. I've actually hired somebody on my team to run a few of them when I wasn't available. And like I was one time in the middle of somewhere with absolutely no internet. And it just wasn't going to be something I could get to. So I paid somebody on my team to actually practice it, learn it, do it. And she did it without me. And she's done it a few times. And then we've done it a few times where I was not there, but it was a recording. And we told everybody like, hey, this is why. We even have a backup video of me saying, you're watching this because something's happening right now. There's a tech issue. Something's going on. But I'm in the chat. I'm here. I'm just not on camera. And then I really would be in the chat being like, hi guys, it really is a tech error. We've got it covered. So we have, that's what well-oiled means. We have backup plan after backup plan.
You enjoy it, babe.
I do enjoy it.
You love it. You bring life to it. It gives you life, I should say. And like, that's the whole premise of this podcast, by the way. Like I say that in the intro, like let's celebrate being women who love to work and make money. Like let's do it for service and let's do it to help people thrive and to make the world a better place. But like if something brings you joy,
right?
That's your secret sauce. Yeah. That's what's going to make you the most money if you're in the most alignment.
Well, and somebody will say, I would never want to do that and like every week. And I'm like, it is 1 hour of my whole week. 1 hour. You're probably working way harder than, and to really know that as long as I show up for that 1 hour, I do not have to show up the rest of the week. That business is a machine and it runs with me showing up for 1 hour. Not many people can say that.
Right. And you've grinded your way to get there.
Yeah,
I just want to
definitely.
remind everybody of that because it's really easy to
And
say.
I was a hustler.
Yeah, totally.
And there's still a little of that in
same,
me.
babe,
Yeah.
same, babe. And there's like that saying that behind every overnight success is 15 years of grind. And you've been doing it for 20 and I've been doing it for 20.
Yeah.
When it comes to that impetus, the hustle, like we all know that if you really want to scale, you have to have people to help you scale. You have like 50 people inside of Well Oiled now. You have another 35 in your other business.
Yeah.
So you're no stranger to scaling teams and being unafraid of what that takes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions that I get from my own community that are like they're solopreneurs or they maybe have a VA. I learned very early on to make money, you've got to spend money, and you've got to bring in people. Where do you recommend people start when it comes to building up a team from the beginning? Like, what are some of the most important hires? I know every business is different, but are there fundamental
for sure.
functions that you always guide people towards?
Yeah. So you really want like a jack of all trades, somebody who's just a right hand that is not afraid. Because I think you're a jack of all trades, right?
Yes.
You're doing it all. So you need somebody to come and assist you as a jack of all trades. So you want somebody who's excited that every day is going to be different and that they know they're going to be in all these different areas. Now, one of the things I did in Well Oiled was when I hired my first jack of all trades, sometimes they don't really love the idea of doing everything, but they'll do it. So I want to share the vision of this is temporary. You're only going to be this jack of all trades until we start scaling. And then we're going to take the things you hate off your plate and we're going to hire somebody else who loves that stuff.
That's exactly what I've done.
Yes,
so that's amazing.
And then what happens is they go, okay, it's temporary. I can hold on to this knowing it's just going to get better and better and better. Then you got to show them you're telling the truth, right? So as you do scale, it's like, okay, what do you hate? What are you not good at? Let's remove that and give it to somebody who loves it. That's the thing. It's like somebody loves the thing you don't like. So how do we find that good fit? So you really just need some sort of administrative assistant, executive assistant, and somebody who you're very honest with of, listen, this is a startup. I'm doing everything, which means you're going to learn everything. Yeah. And then from there, you start to see who you've got and go, okay, what else do we need? What weakness do we have right now? Where are we falling short? Maybe, wow, you're a visionary or I'm a visionary and you're a visionary. Oh, we need an executor.
Yeah.
You know, we need somebody who's like going to get things done, right?
Yeah.
So we're very good at starting. We need people very good at finishing. And I surround myself with people who are great finishers.
Yeah, the same. I feel that it's so funny you say that. I had a Jill of all trades join me 10, almost 11 years ago. And then as soon as we started to scale, I moved her into creative director because she loved to be the artist and not the administrator. And then I think you have to give people at that stage also a vision of their growth path.
Definitely.
Like I had 35 employees in my old agency. I don't ever want that again, Stacy. So I give you so much respect, babe. It takes us a certain level of strength and capacity to hold a team of that size on many, many levels. But I learned the hard way and the beautiful way. I loved my team for the majority of it, but they want to understand their trajectory. If you want your people to stay with you, at the end of the day, no matter how beautiful your people are, unless you've given them equity in your company, it's a salaried job and everyone is looking to grow their own careers and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. And to have a ascension plan of what this role will get them to the next role, they want to benefit themselves as much as they want to benefit your organization. And that was actually a hard pill for me to swallow at the beginning because I was like, we're family when we were like 4 or 5 people. And I just feel there's been this beautiful upgrade for me as a CEO to lead my team with the equanimity that they're here for me. They're here for the vision. Yep. And they'll be even more devoted to the vision if you give them what makes sense for their career and what they're seeking to gain in their own dreams. I just think it's a really powerful leadership lesson that I had to learn the hard way.
And I will say, not everybody does want to grow.
Yeah.
And you will find that. Yeah. And you will make sure that your culture weeds those people out because you don't want people on your team. I mean, I literally had somebody on my team. We did a vision planning for them and we were on their quarterly and what do you want? And tell us more. And she said, I'm feeling good. I don't really feel, I feel good just like this. But I would love to talk about a raise. You're like, that's not how this works.
That's not how it works.
So you want to make more. And she wanted to start delegating. So she wanted to do less, not grow, and make more. Not here. That's not how this works.
Yeah.
So you will find those people. So the people you want are the ones that want growth. So you have to go, well, what does growth look like? We're doing a I'm flying everybody into Chicago for a team retreat.
Fun.
And I'm treating it like a conference that I do for my business owners. And I'm opening it up with a growth mindset of, how do you grow here? What does this look like? What do you want? Like, let's figure this out. I want them to start thinking, but I also want them to know that can be done here. Even if I'm not suggesting it, why don't you suggest it? I want to hear.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm giving you permission to stand up and say, you're not doing this. I think we could do this. Right? I want to reward and celebrate those people. So I think it's really important to get that culture and then hold on to them. And the only way you can hold on to them is by giving them the opportunity, or they're going to go somewhere else with somebody who's going to give it to them.
Absolutely. And holding on to your culture by keeping your culture clean.
Yeah.
And getting rid of people who are not a culture match.
1000%.
I'm reading the book right now, Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. And he tells this, like, that company was formed by a bunch of like misfits and scrappy fucking runners and nerds. It's an amazing story. And he has this story he tells at the end of the book where he does his own retreats, just like you explained. And the level of candor and honesty and openness. I mean, they were a bunch of bros, but you reminded me of that as you were talking, where you really have to give your staff, your people, the space to speak their minds and to be heard and to ask for what they want, to contribute to the vision.
Yeah.
And if they're complacent, like that woman was, she's, there's the door. And
she probably found a place that is not looking to give her, that doesn't have growth opportunities, and she's going to find it, and they're going to be a great fit together.
Right.
But I am a place where I can't imagine not growing in a quarter. I can't even imagine not growing today.
Yeah.
Right. So you realize not everybody is a great fit, and she's going to be unhappy. You're going to be unhappy, and you do have to part ways.
Yeah. And it's like the worst, but most upgrading part of being a CEO is letting people go.
Oh yeah.
It sucks.
I hate it.
It's the worst, but it like moves you through this part of yourself where you dig deep down. You're like, I feel like I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And then you don't die.
I know.
And then your resilience grows, and it's always for the best. But I want to switch gears and talk about your webinar.
Okay.
You talk a lot about profit, protecting your profit.
Yep.
What are some of the money leaks that you often see, that you speak to? Because we all have them, regardless of size, because it's so sexy to talk about top line.
Yeah. But no one's
talking about bottom line. So how do we get a better, bigger bottom line by looking at this?
The first thing I teach people is, what is your bestseller, and get rid of all this other stuff. And we have this belief that more products brings more money, and it typically doesn't. Like, anytime I'm coaching somebody and I say, let me see your product suite, I'm usually recommending you either get rid of it, or you pause it, or we just don't put any energy into it. So you can let it keep going, but put somebody in charge of that thing and let them do it. We don't want to suck your energy over there, okay? So this is one of those game changer moments where it's hard. You don't want to do it because you still have a belief of, but no, that person's never going to buy that thing. They're only going to buy this thing. No, actually, sometimes when you only have this one offer, they do it. Okay. So finding your bestseller and then doing the math on that bestseller of, what do I want to make this year? And how many of those things do I want to sell? We call that the critical number. So if I know, okay, I want to do 120 sales this year, I am every single month going, just 10. I just need 10. And every day I am counting, how many did I sell? And I'm going to, on my whiteboard, somewhere visual, I'm going to keep documenting that number so that I'm watching it. It's on top of my mind. I'm constantly thinking, what am I doing to grow my bestseller? Because we get such shiny object syndrome, which is so expensive. That is where your profit's going, right? So every time you get a new idea that takes away from the bestseller, you're losing profit.
Yeah, it costs money and time.
And new is a gamble, and it doesn't make you money. So go to where you are making money and just double down on that. So you can use your visionary skill set to come up with new top of funnel that promotes the bestseller, but you cannot use it to create products. So like for me, I have Protect Your Profit, which is my weekly webinar. I just did an AI training, how to like create AI employees. Where does it lead? Well-oiled operations, right? So I'm using my visionary brain to all this front end stuff, but all roads lead to the bestseller.
And the bestseller, that's such great advice. Simplicity scales.
Yeah, for sure.
Simplicity scales. So well-oiled product, there's a couple, explain to us the product. Like, what are you actually helping entrepreneurs do?
Yes. So there is a core, the core framework, well-oiled operations is our core program. It is our bestseller, okay? I did have a program called Powerhouse. I still have it. I know I said I did. I had a program called Powerhouse, and I've had it. It's my mastermind, the one that I told you launched. I kept it. So that's been 9 years. Now, when I understood this bestseller strategy and I knew Powerhouse wasn't it yet, I wanted it to be it someday. It's for 7 and 8 figure business owners, but I knew it wasn't what the market was going to have for me right that second. So what I did was I kept Powerhouse going, but I kind of had it on cruise control. I wasn't really putting my creative energy into filling it or anything like that. It was just like, give them your all and give them what you promised. But I focused hardcore on well-oiled, okay? So well-oiled became our entry level point for anybody to jump into. So it is, it's a consulting program. It's a group component, and then it's a private coaching component. So we've got 25 full-time consultants.
I was going to say, because
there's no way.
Yeah.
So we have 700. We have 700. I think we have 600 in well-oileds, over 100 in Powerhouse. Okay.
Damn, Gina. Yeah, that's amazing.
So, but my point is like, and that program has shifted, because instead of using the creativity of somebody saying, you know what you should do? I thought, does that ring true to well-oiled? And can I put that in well-oiled? So instead of creating something else and selling it, I just would keep putting it in there, and then it would get people to renew, because they're like, oh, she is teaching AI, but it's inside of well-oiled, right? Versus like, now I have a new AI program and go buy this, and then we have to fulfill on all of that. And we have to market all of that. And it's too much. So I think most people are spread too thin. So if you can figure out your bestseller, figure out the critical number, and just focus on that, I think that alone is going to change. It's going to change your revenue,
yes,
right? It's going to get rid of inefficiencies. You'll also get more out of your team. Because how many of our teams are overwhelmed with a million things?
1,000%.
Because you've got so much going on. Well, then they're not even doing well at the bestseller promotions, because they're doing 72 different things this week.
Yeah.
So when you all of a sudden just hyper focus on one thing, that is when I think magic happens in the business.
So this is gold. So explain to us when someone enrolls in well-oiled, because we're going to leave a link to it.
Okay.
And I think everybody should learn from you. What is the product?
Yeah.
How long is it?
Okay. I'll give you all the details.
Give us the deets.
So, well, first of all, we start with a free consultation, and we're looking for a few things. We have a crazy guarantee that says if you do what we share in 6 months and you do not increase your profit and get rid of 25% of your time off your calendar, I will refund you. That is a crazy guarantee, okay? I have to make sure that I believe I can do that for your business before I bring you into the program, okay? Now, it's rare that we find somebody that it's not even like, oh, that industry I can't help or that business I can't help. It's more of a CEO mindset where I'm like, oh, it's everybody's fault but yours. This isn't going to work in here, because if you can't take extreme ownership, you're not going to come from a place of I'm the problem.
Say less.
Yeah.
So true.
And it's like, if you don't believe you're the problem, you will not do well in my program. Like, I think you and I both know we are the biggest problems in our business.
100%. Yeah.
When we get out of our own way,
Yes.
things will happen, right? So you go on a free call, they basically confirm we can do that guarantee. They'll help you find what we call the golden domino. So the golden domino, I always say, like, think of your problems as dominoes lined up. Now, when we think of problems or to-dos, we just cherry pick which one we want to do. No, with dominoes, you pick the one on the end. My team and my goal is to find your first domino you have to hit down, because it would be like having your designer start designing this house, but then the architect got involved later. It's like you're doing it in the wrong order. You're going to mess this whole thing up. You have to go in order, right? So our goal is to find the order, and then we get you a custom roadmap in the program. So the reason you have a one-on-one coach is because I do not make you go through my program, module 1, module 2, module 3. You're going on a track depending on your golden domino, because you might come in and you have phenomenal people, but there's no systems, and we need to get you into systems now. Mm-hmm. You might come in and you've got a great plan and a great goal for this year, but you do not have great people. They are underperforming. They are taking advantage of you. You don't know how to lead them. Well, that's a very different track. Do you see what I'm saying?
I so see what you're saying.
Yeah. So they go through a totally different track, and they're meeting their private coach every other week. And that coach is basically saying, here are the next 3 steps. If you have any questions in between that, you privately email me and we will troubleshoot before our next call. So they're holding them accountable every other week, but just to get everything we basically promised in that 6 months. And then where I always say to people, you'll never get your refund. This is why. because my team is coming and tracking those numbers. And if there's anybody not making money and not getting off time, I'm like, give them to me. So like challenge accepted.
I was going to ask, what access do they have to you in these 6 months?
Yeah. So I am 90% of the curriculum. So you're going to be learning from me teaching it. It's all of my systems. It's me on camera. But then
pre-recorded videos.
Pre-recorded. So I want you to go as fast as you can. I don't want you waiting for me. But then once a month, I am live with an updated training this month. So every Monday, my team and I rotate, and there's a masterclass. So I always say, to be well-oiled, you have to be well-rounded. So I am good at marketing. I am good at sales. I am good at customer success. I'm good at operations, right? So we have leaders in every one of those categories. My executive team teaches on a Monday. So you're going to go, oh, I need marketing help, or you're going to send your marketer to that call, and they're going to watch it and do it. Because like people always are surprised I'm good at marketing because I'm an operations girl. I'm like, marketing is just systems and good people and checking data and getting better at it. Amen. That's operations in marketing, right? So that's what we're doing. So our goal, there's so many things that people come in for. Somebody might say, I don't need more money. I want my life back. I don't like my business. My team is a disaster. Somebody might come in and say, we're doing pretty good, but I would love to see our profit be double. So it just depends on what you're looking for. But I always make them pick, do you want more money or more time first? Because that changes how we do things.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So quick 101 then. If someone's listening and they're like, I want more money. Wanted one tip. And the other question is, I want more time.
Yeah. Love it.
That tip.
So more money. I always tell my team, don't get fancy. Just do better at what we're currently doing.
Okay.
Now, no one wants to do that. Nobody. They're like, let's do something new. Oh, you know what they want? They want this. Let's add that. No. If you want more money, go look at everything that's going on and just try to beat yourself by 1%. It would be so much easier to tweak the tiniest little thing that's already working than gambling on something new. So there's a lot of ways to make money. You could increase your price. It could be you're just undercharging and you could just raise your prices. You could follow up. Like, oh my goodness, people don't follow up. They think following up is, I called them back and I said, call me back. I followed up. The ball's in her court. Do you want to make money or not? The ball is not in her court. She is your lead. It is your business. You follow up indefinitely until she says, do not call me again. Like, what are you doing? Those are all systems, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to look at a few areas and say, where are you doing pretty good? And how can I take your A and make it an A+ with extra credit? What people try to do is they say to me, I've got this thing over here that isn't selling. It's a D-. Could you help me? No, your D- is a D- for a reason. Let's go take your, and a D- to a D+ is tiny. It's like pennies.
Still a D.
It really is, yeah. But an A to an A+ could be major. We're not trained that way. In school, what are we trained on? Fix your worst grade. So that was how we grew up. But now, who cares about your worst grade? Like if you suck at spelling or English, that's fine. You're great at math. Stick in math. Like wherever you're good at, just go to the good stuff and fix it. So that's what we do. I mean, my business has looked pretty much the same the last 4 or 5 years with Well-Oiled. We're just better at everything. That's it.
And it's probably created so much more peace in your life.
Yes.
And sustainability.
Yes.
Which leads to the second thing. If I want more time,
yes.
What do we do?
Okay, so time is really just looking at a time audit. So you have to be conscious. And I'm not a big fan of using the time audits where like there's software where it just hooks up to your computer and then it tells you what you did all day. But unfortunately, there are things you didn't do on your computer that it's not documenting, right? So I actually like physically writing it out of, oh, I just ran and I texted. They're not checking that stuff's not getting documented. Or even you jumping, I don't know, like doing something distracting in your house. You're not getting that documented. So when you document on paper, I look at that and then I go, okay, well, every activity, did it make me money or not? So I always say, are you busy or are you productive? We forget that productive means to produce. If it doesn't produce money, get it off your calendar, okay? Now, what's wild is,
so good.
I have these two, so I'm going to ask you this with no judgment because I have them. Yeah. Is there a platform you are posting on that you really don't make money on? I think we probably all have something, no?
I mean, I make money on Instagram. Like,
Okay, yeah.
I'm on Instagram.
Are you like so for me, I'm on TikTok. We're doing TikTok.
I'm not
We're
on
probably
any
not making then
on-
you were a bad example. I'll use my own myself.
I
as
mean,
an example.
LinkedIn I spend time on, but I don't maximize that channel.
Okay.
I feel like I waste a lot of time on social media in general,
I know.
Go to your TikTok.
But my point is
example.
so for me, my team is spending time on TikTok. Okay. I am putting in money and effort with payroll, but I am not producing on TikTok to my knowledge. Okay. So my point is, if I was the one doing TikTok every day and I go to this and I go, yeah, it's not making me money. So you just put a negative next to it. Okay. Now I go to Instagram. I am making money on Instagram. So I'm putting a positive next to that. So what you do is you add up all the negatives. Okay. And people always say, how do you know? Well, if you were forced to not do that activity for 7 days, would your bank account feel it? Okay. That answers probably most of those, right? So if your bank account doesn't feel it for 7 days, I want you the next week to get rid of all the negatives. Okay. Now, if you're working 80 hours a week and we just found 15, you can just get rid of the negatives and not add anything to your plate. Okay. Think about it. You just shaved off all that time and your money is going to stay the same. Okay. Now, we had somebody do this 80 hours a week, dropped 25 hours a week. Okay. She was not coming after money. She wanted the time. Now, her profit went from 6 to 31% because think about it. When you are working 25 hours less on the same stuff, you are energized, you are sleeping well. She was starting to work out again. She was like ready to go. So the quality, you've been to the gym before where it's like, that was not a good workout.
Yeah.
I did not do very good.
Yeah.
And then you've been and you're like, man, I was on fire today.
Yes.
She was feeling on fire. So the work quality went up and so did the profit. You see the difference?
I see the difference in there. I mean, they really do go hand in hand.
Yeah. Now, if you really want to scale, let's say you're working 50 hours a week and you just found 12 hours of negatives, okay? And you don't mind working 50 hours a week. It fits your schedule. Well, you take the negatives out and you add the positives. So if Instagram's crushing, double your Instagram. Now, money is increasing.
Along with time.
So and you could still shave off 5 hours and do a little extra and you'll see it. So these are all things that we've got in our tool belt that we're looking at with every individual business owner to say, okay, where are they? What do they need? And I want to know with you, money or time. And then people say, but I want both. I will get you both, but I have to get it to one first, then the other. It's kind of like when you start working out, they might not be like, you're going to eat healthy and work out right away. They might say, we're just going to start with food. After we do the food and it starts to become a habit, then we'll add in some workouts. It's the same deal.
So everyone's going to go hire Stacy as we speak. I'm going to send everyone to the link to check out your program, go to your webinar.
Yeah.
Obviously. No, I mean, I told you, back to full circle moment when I met you at Lori's house. I was like, she's so powerful. She's so intimidating. And it's just, you're such a baddie.
Thank you.
You have such a wealth of knowledge. And it's not, you know, to come to this place because you're totally self-made. You started in like a dance group.
Yeah.
Scrapped your way through backyard business. Yeah. And now you're a trailblazer in the space, babe.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Thanks.
I could listen to you all day. I have so many questions for you for my business. And I just really want to say, like, to anyone listening, it is something, I think that the greatest invitation of entrepreneurship is not just what you do and how much money you make, but who you become. And thank you for being an example of those two things in tandem, the brilliance of your model.
Thank you.
And the heart that you have to give back and really help raise people up. It's so clear, babe.
I love it. And here's the deal. I really do want to help.
I know you do.
Like when I'm on that webinar, when I'm like, just let's go. Let's strategize. Like I could do that all day long. I just love it so much.
Isn't that the best thing ever to build a business, kind of name it after yourself, make money doing what you love doing with the gifts you have?
Yeah, absolutely.
What a time to be alive.
We're so blessed.
And we really are.
Yeah.
I have a few final quick fire
questions
questions for you. Okay. I'm a little woo-woo, Stace.
Okay.
You know that about me. Hello.
Yes.
So
that doesn't scare me. I'm good.
Great. Okay, great. We'll see. Tell me your favorite business book. And your favorite spiritual book, if you have to.
Yeah. Okay. Business book. Oh man, there's just so many.
I'm sure,
my
but
goodness.
I'm so curious to know yours.
I mean, I'm gonna go spiritual first because I actually think I could do that. Spiritual. I have been loving the conversations. Is it Neil Donald Walsh?
Yes.
Conversations with God.
Yes.
He's got like other ones like God works through silence or God works through. There's a bunch of them. Faith. I things are clicking for me that I've never clicked before.
I love that.
Yeah.
for
So
you.
I've been going down a rabbit hole of his books. So I think that's why it's so fresh in my mind. Ooh, business books. Okay. I mean,
Even
there's
if it was one you read a while back.
I was like, there's like, highly effective highly effective habits
of like highly successful people.
Yes.
Yep.
I love books where it's like success leaves clues. Like tell me who I need to be to get there. And I will look at that and model it and copy it. Right. So it's like, there are some really golden books like that are staple. I have like a whole list. Why can't I think of any?
It's always put you on the spot.
I know.
Did you ever read the book 10X is greater than 2X?
Oh, yes. And
Or
honestly,
2X is greater than 10X
10X
is greater than 2X.
Yes. A book like that, I think anytime you can get your thoughts bigger, just raise your ceiling, raise the idea of what you can do, which is why I love masterminds, because you get in a room and you say something and you're like, why so small? I'm like, small? I thought I was being big here and bold. And then you call me out. That book is kind of saying like, calling yourself out. You're thinking too small, right?
Yes.
So there's just some I think the more you can be almost like mindset business books are so powerful. You have so much strategy. Like we know strategy. We need to believe we're capable of doing that thing. A couple ones that come to mind, Atomic Habits, because I do believe how you show up every day will get you the result you want.
Amen.
So you have to learn better habits. And for me, I would sit in a room and I was, 20 years ago when everybody in the room was 40. Like there wasn't like young business owners back then, right? So I'm like hanging out with 40-year-olds and I'm watching their habits and I'm watching what they do. And I'm like, oh, interesting. They don't do this, or, oh, wow, they do this. And I just wanted to model more and more and more, but you have to learn how to accept a new habit, right? Mm-hmm. So people look at me today and they're like, wow, you were extreme or obsessive but it's 23 years of habit building.
Yeah. Babe.
So I'm probably not that extreme. It's just you're seeing me 23 years in to getting this done.
I just did a whole podcast on the difference between expertise and mastery.
Yes, 1,000%.
So you speak to that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you believe in aliens?
Okay, so it's so funny. Is the first time I met, or maybe it was in the room with you, somebody said, you're going to love her. I don't know that you're going to love the part where she thinks she's an alien, and I was like, what? Because I did not get that vibe from you at all. So I was like, I don't know what's happening here. Okay. I don't know that I believe in aliens. However, I did go to a Dr. Joe Dispenza retreat.
Oh, amazing.
And he talked about like just beings that are at a higher frequency. And I was like, that actually makes sense to me. Like, who are we to think that we're the highest level? Mm-hmm. And I kind of bought into it a little bit, which was kind of crazy for me.
So thanks for saying, I love this for you. And thank you for saying that about me, because I feel like I'm a very accessible woo.
I was like, it's okay. We'll still be friends.
She's still normal enough. I saw a scientist speak years ago. His name is Nassim Harameem. He's like in the Joe Dispenza sphere. And I saw him speak at a Mind Valley conference.
Yep.
And he basically broke down the science of the universe in a way that like changed my entire life. Yeah. And it is scientifically impossible that we're the only life force in the ever expanding infinite. There is no end to this universe of trillions of galaxies of which we are one, of trillions upon trillions of planets within those galaxies. Goldilocks zone is Earth, not too hot, not too cold. Life can form. It's physically impossible. But I agree. Actually, really don't like the word aliens at all.
I know. I think that's what it is. It's the word is throwing me off. I'm like, that sounds crazy.
Because it has a very specific image and frequency. And like
we've made it up to be a thing.
Yes.
When he explained it like that, or you're explaining your version, I'm like, oh, it's the same thing.
Yes, exactly.
So I guess I do.
Okay, Stace, I love that. Okay, long way to get to the yes, but I'm here for it. So, okay, do you have like a particular angel or spirit guide or goddess or ancestor or something that some people say Jesus, like whatever it is there something or a guide that you have that you feel connected to?
Yeah.
Or have?
So God for sure.
Yes. Beautiful.
I am Christian. Yay. So Jesus for sure. I felt like do you want these to be short?
No, go ahead. Okay. We got time. This is for
I grew up in a Christian school, going to church every Sunday, all of the things. It was more of a force to, just brought up that way. And I think kind of getting into this online world and meeting all these like California woo-woo people and people like you, I'm like, interesting. And I've been very open to other ways and other thoughts and just like the books I was mentioning with like Neil Donald Walsh. I'm reading that. I'm like, this is clicking for me in a way that church wasn't clicking.
Yeah.
But it's even like the more I learn woo-woo stuff, the more I go, this just validates what I already believed, but it actually makes it make more sense. Or it makes me think we're all kind of believing the same thing. We just have different words for it.
We are so the same.
Yeah.
You're just as woo as I am, Stacy, if you just said that.
I actually think I'm more.
That's actually
I think I'm more woo than people realize.
Yes.
But I really believe in all of that.
Yeah, it's all the same thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's actually all love.
It is 1,000%.
It's what it all is. We just have different words and labels for it.
Yep.
Okay, last question.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the train of the woo-woo world,
Yeah.
I define the new earth as a dimension that is here right now. And it is a world that is a click out of the polarizing, fear-based, survival-driven, anxiety-induced way that humanity walks through life because they're asleep to the truth that they're creators. Yeah. And that we're here to actually experience bliss and love and abundance and connection and peace and safety and joy and all of the things. So I believe women like you and I are creating that world. So what does it mean to you? It's my last question, to be a co-creator of the new earth.
I think it's letting this love and this energy be contagious, right? Like, I think we click because it's hard not to click with you. Like, you are open, you are kind, you are generous. I can just feel that, right? And
Same.
Thank you. And I think we have a responsibility to up level our clients, our team members, our families. Like, I'm watching, my husband is not somebody who's into this at all, but I'm watching some of my stuff kind of, it's rubbing off on him. It's rubbing off on my children, my team members. I think we're here to have that energy truly be contagious and spread it.
Preach, sister. You speak to my heart. It's a responsibility.
It is 1,000%.
And I think as women in our hearts who are leading with our mission, who are bold and badass. Yeah. It's our job to share that love and to raise up consciousness.
Yeah, especially in today's world.
Especially
the second there's something crazy negative on social, I'm like, oh, and I'm off today. Not going to go on there.
No, don't tune in.
Nope, not doing it.
Vibe out as I vibe up.
Yep.
Thank you for vibing me up today, sister.
So
this
good.
was you're truly a master. Thank you for being in my studio today, for coming
Thanks
all
for
this
having
way.
me.
I love you so much.
Love you.
We're going to send everyone to go get into your well-oiled world.
I love it. I love it.
I love you. Thank you.